good morning, welcome back. So today's going to be a really fun video. Here I am back at Carrie's house. Carrie and I did the beekeeping video a few weeks ago, and today's really exciting because today's the day that she will extract some honey from the hives. So I'm really looking forward to this. I'm sure we'll learn a lot today again, and we're going to have a lot of fun. So come on, let's go. Let's go check out the bees and let's see if we can get some honey. Yum. Everybody, we're now here for part 2 of the honeybee experience. We're going to extract honey today.
That's so exciting, I can't wait.
So what do you need to know, Judy? What would you like to learn?
Well, what is that thing over here?
This is a honey extractor. Yeah. This is a very old machine, but it still works. I inherited this from John, the old guy that taught me how to do beekeeping. It's an electric one, which is actually I'm pretty lucky to have such a big one, electric one. We plug it in, we fill it full of honey frames, turn it on, it spins the, what would you call it? It extracts the honey from the frames.
Yep.
And then we have a spout down here on the bottom that we're gonna open it up and all the honey's gonna come out.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait. Okay, so you put the hives in the garage here?
Yeah, I kept them in here overnight.
Yeah, they're heavy.
They're heavy?
We took them off the hive yesterday.
Sorry, Dean.
No, you're not gonna put that. See, I'd have to pull them with the wagon. We took the honey supers off yesterday because when you do it, the bees are just swarming all over the place. There are just so many hundreds of thousands of bees. I do it the day before,
yep, so
that today it's a little bit calmer out here in the bee world. But as you see, we have quite a few wasps, so watch yourself.
Okay.
This little gadget is a hot knife. We use it to melt. It heats up, gets actually very hot, almost too hot. I take the frame. Once it heats up, we cut the wax off. I drop the wax into this tray and I'll strain it later.
Yep.
Or I'll use a serrated knife and I'll cut it off. If that starts to get too hot, sometimes I use a serrated knife. And then all the wax trimmings and like all the bits and pieces that are left, I strain it because there's still a lot of honey in it.
Mm. And
you can melt down and render that wax. And you can keep the honey out of that also, so it's not wasted.
Cool.
So are these the hives that we were doing the other day? Yeah, so this is the same frames that we were looking at.
Yep.
And this is all capped honey, which means it's ready, it's perfect. The bees fill it full of honey, and you can see on this side there's a little bit that's not quite capped. So this really should be left a couple more days, but it's fine. They're starting to cover it, I can see that. This is perfect. We're gonna cut this wax off and then we're gonna put the whole frame in that machine and it'll spin it until all the honey comes out.
Oh wow, so the whole thing goes in there?
Yep, the whole wooden frame goes in just like that.
Okay, I wondered about that.
I took, I didn't take all their honey. I left probably 50%. So what you see here, there's still that much in the hive because my main goal is I wanna make sure that the bees survive the winter. I don't take all their honey. I leave about 50%.
Okay.
Put the bucket down. This is the spout that the honey's gonna come out. Close it up, seal it. Once this is finished spinning, I'll open it and we'll strain the honey into the bucket and we'll see how much we get.
Excellent. Do you do anything with the bee propolis?
I don't personally know.
No.
I just leave it. It's basically the bee glue. You'll see it right along the box here.
Okay.
That's all bee propolis. And it glues and seals the frames all together.
Yep.
You'll see it all over the place. And it's sticky, sticky stuff. But it's like a natural medicine. Like some people might do stuff with it. Bee pollen, some people harvest that.
Right.
I don't harvest any pollen. I just leave it for the bees.
Okay.
And then yesterday, as I was taking it all out of the hive, one of the frames the bees made, they didn't do a very good job, and it was like a funny shaped hive or a funny shaped frame.
Yeah.
And the whole wax piece fell off.
Oh,
it
no.
wasn't secured. It fell off. It landed on the grass.
Yeah.
I picked it up, put it in a tray, and I took it in the house. And I smashed it all up, and I put it in cheesecloth and a grater. And this is what the wax looks like that's left. So this is all bees wax.
Cool.
That I will render it down
Yep.
and clean it, and then we'll have some nice fresh beeswax.
What do you do with it? Make candles?
You can make candles,
Yeah.
you can use it in hand cream, chopsticks, whatever.
That's so interesting.
And then out of the one frame that I had yesterday, it was a large frame. It wasn't a small one like this, it was a large one. I ended up with just over 3 pounds of honey.
3 pounds.
Each jar is a pound, and then this one's a smaller jar.
Nice.
So that was all out of one frame.
So there's like
that
a frame
broke.
like this?
No, it was a bigger frame
a
than
bigger
this.
frame
You'll
than
see I've got more in the carport there. There's some bigger ones.
Okay.
The knife is getting warm, and we're just gonna cut just the top of the wax off.
Wow.
Because you can't extract it unless you take all of that wax off. And there's different tools, different ways of doing it. I could use this, or I could cut it with this. And some people use a scratch tool, and you can scratch it all. But this, once it gets hot, it's actually super fast. Now I've cut all the wax off of this frame. Oh, there's a tiny little bit more on here. Get that off.
Ooh, look at that.
Very
sizzling.
sticky day. So I take this and I put this inside here. And let it sit. We'll go to the next one.
Oh, how many can go in there at a time?
I think 10.
Okay.
And this knife does get super hot. That's why I have to unplug it sometimes. It actually starts to...
You can really smell it. It smells delicious.
You notice how this frame looks a little bit darker than the last one?
Yep.
So this honeycomb was probably a little bit older. So the honeycomb on these ones was brand new this year. This honeycomb might be a year or two old. Will they just reuse their honeycomb over and over? And then the other reason it could be darker is what they were collecting at the time, what kind of honey it was.
Oh, cool.
Like buckwheat honey is darker, like different types of plants produce different types of nectar that produce different colors and grades of honey, or different colors. I just mix it all together, but...
So Carrie, I've heard that people take honey to help with allergies. Do you know anything about that?
What I've heard is if you do have hay fever allergies and you're bad with seasonal allergies, I guess I would say.
Yeah.
If you eat your local honey, you'll help build up your own immunity to your local pollens for hay fever. So yeah, it builds up your, I've got a wasp, builds up your immunity to your local. So you should always try and eat local honey.
Local honey. It's also good to support your local beekeepers too, right?
Yeah.
So last year you didn't get any honey, did you?
No, I didn't have a very good year. The honey that the bees did make, I didn't think that they had enough, so I didn't take any from them. I just left the honey that they had to try and overwinter.
Yeah.
I did overwinter one hive. I had 2 hives last year. One hive didn't make it. The other one overwintered really well. And that's where most of this honey came from, was last year's hive.
Is it true that honey is one of the only foods that won't go bad?
True.
True?
Yeah. There's been honey found that's like hundreds of years old and it's perfectly fine. It's been found, I think, like in tombs and stuff, and it's perfect. I remember even when I first started beekeeping, and I had a couple really good years of a lot of honey, and we had it in the cupboard, and about the top cupboard, didn't think too much of it. 10 years later, we opened up the cupboard and there was a jar of honey, and it was exactly the same as the day that we put it in.
Oh, wow.
Doesn't happen too often because it's usually eaten and gone. But we found it in the top of the back cupboard above the fridge.
Judy, are you allergic to wasps or?
No, I just don't like them.
They just scare me.
When's the last time you've been stung?
Just the other day.
Oh,
last week,
okay,
and it
So you
swelled
got that.
up like that, and it was so sore and itchy
Yeah.
for like a week. I couldn't believe it. So that's why I'm just
So
being
you got
like,
the
oh my God,
pheromone in you that.
they like me. I was actually riding my bike.
Oh,
And
really?
it got me, yeah.
Oh, look at the bumblebee.
Oh, bumblebee. Oh my God.
He's eating. Go ahead.
I must say I'm very, very hot, and I know I look silly in a bee suit when Carrie's not even wearing one, but I'm kind of afraid of the wasps. I'm gonna have to take some electrolytes after this. I'm just sweating in here. So hot.
And that's why I had to take mine off. So each frame has to be in a little groove, and because I'm spinning this with big frames and little frames, I need to just have it spread out, kind of like a washing machine that'll has an uneven load. So we'll see.
Or else it'll dance away.
It'll dance away, and this will too. So let's see.
So you leave the hose out. Leave the hose out so it gets hot water.
Yeah.
We're all good.
It's all hot now.
Yeah, it's all hot.
We're sticky.
You gotta wash your hands, you're so sticky.
Yeah.
So how many times a year will you do this, Carrie?
Personally, we usually do it once. This year we might do it again just because there's still another couple boxes that are almost full, just so that we can downsize the hives for the winter too. So we might do it again, just get a little bit more, but usually it's once. So we're gonna turn it off. We're gonna just take a look inside and see if the brakes. We're gonna see if
All the honey's
the
gone.
honey has been extracted, or do we need to turn it back on and spin it some more? So now we're just going to take a look at one of these frames, and it's pretty much empty.
Oh, that's empty?
Feel how light it is.
I don't want
Oh, you don't want to touch it. But you
Look
can
how
see
sticky.
where I missed a tiny bit of wax.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes there's honey still underneath that, but that's okay.
That's fine.
You know what? We could turn this back on just a little bit because there is still a little bit in
a
here.
bit.
I'm taking these all out. They're pretty clean. A little bit of honey left on them, but I'll put it back in the hive, and the bees will clean it up, and they will make it all clean and fresh and ready to use for next year. So I'll use all this wax to be reused next year.
Nice.
Yeah, you can see they're pretty empty.
Oh yeah, look at that one.
And this one didn't empty very good, so it still has a lot of honey in it. But I'll just put it back in the hive and give it back to the bees. Gonna hide it in here until I go into the beehives tonight. I'll take them with me, but I'll put them back on the hive. But I'll do it this evening when it's a little cooler and calmer.
I don't know why you guys don't have a pool.
I agree. Let's talk to Dean about that. It's a little warm. And now we're going to take this. This year we got about 1.5 supers of honey, like 1.5 of those boxes.
The purple boxes?
Yeah.
Yeah. For the
Some years I can get like 3 or 4, 5, 100 pounds of honey from one hive.
Whoa.
It just depends upon the year, what's out there, what the rain, what the flowers were like in the neighborhood, how the blackberries do, because that's our number one thing around here, that and fireweed. And some years you get a little, some years you get a lot. So this isn't going to be a huge year because I left quite a bit because I really want my bees to survive the winter. So we'll see how many pounds we get. This is just from the drippings, as you can see.
Moly. All cleaned up now?
All cleaned up, well, the best we can for now.
Yeah.
It's all garbage. And now, you ready?
Ready. So exciting. Wow, look at that. Beautiful homegrown honey. Wow.
So this is a sieve, very fine mesh sieve that I use. And it just sieves all of the wasps and any bee propolis or wax, or sometimes there's a bit of pollen.
Look at that.
And there's gonna be a lot of wasps coming out because there was wasps that were all flying all over the place. Close it for a little bit. So this honey will go through the sieve. Look inside and see what's left. Oh, there's still honey. Ooh. And chunks of wax and bees. And keep the lid on it.
It's so amazing that those tiny little creatures made this beautiful food that is so healthy. Nature is awesome. Way to go, Mother Nature. And the bees.
I won't put this in jars just yet because if you look really closely at it, it's full of air bubbles.
Oh, yeah.
So see how clear this looks and how bubbly that is? I let this sit overnight and then I put it into jars.
Okay.
And you'll still get bubbles. Like if you look at the top, there's still a little bit of bubbles. But I just like to, I think it looks prettier when you let it sit. It's clearer.
I can't do it. I don't care if I get stung or eaten or bit or whatever. I'm just so hot. So
You
hot.
lasted a long time. I don't know how you did that.
Just sting me already. I don't even care at this point. Ah. Almost finished, Carrie?
Holy crap.
Almost.
Almost.
Oh, honey there.
That is a lot of honey.
We still have more. So, that, put the lid on that, put this back in here, and put it back underneath. After I'm finished with all of this equipment,
Yeah.
we just wash it with hot water and a little bit of bleach, and then we seal it up for next year.
Good to
And
go.
then when we bring it out in the summer again, we just rewash it again with some little bit of bleach and water, and it's all good to go.
Good job, Carrie.
Thanks for coming.
Good job. Just want to say thank you so much, Carrie and Dean, for showing me how to use the honey extractor and to get the honey. That was so exciting, and I can't wait to see how many jars of honey you get. You're gonna let me know.
Guess, yeah.
Oh, we should take a guess.
What do you think?
15.
15
I'm gonna go
jars?
15.
Yeah, probably.
15 pounds?
15 pounds? Is one jar
That's
1
it.
pound?
This is 1 pound.
Sorry.
This is 1 pound.
Okay, 15. That's
Oh,
my guess.
more than
Okay.
Okay,
More than that.
we're in that.
I'm gonna guess 25.
Oh, wow. Okay, I probably underestimated. So thank you so much for watching, everybody, and thank you so much, Carrie and Dean. Had an excellent time here on the farm, learning about honey and how to extract honey from the hives.
One more thing, Judy.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say this is 30 pounds.
30
He
pounds.
guesses 30.
Okay, so that means he guesses 30 jars of honey, right?
Yeah.
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 Thanks for watching, everybody. If you like the video, enjoy my videos, please feel free to like and subscribe and share and all that kind of fun stuff. Bye.
Bye now. Thanks for coming. Judy, gift for you. Thanks for coming
Yay.
over.
Oh my
Thanks for
gosh.
helping us. Thanks for playing in the honey.
Well, I don't think I helped you. I just watched you. I should be giving gifts to you, actually. Oh, give me some
You
Corona.
did. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Like,
You're
this
welcome.
is liquid gold. Yay. Thank you so much, Carrie. Thank you so
Enjoy.
much.
A little bit sticky.
Yay.